Hi, I'm Stephen Andrew and I like to paint, and I'm on this journey to improve my skills. So today we're focusing on color and light. Yeah, color and light. People write books about this topic, they make videos about it. Old masters understood it very well, and it all makes sense. Light produces color, and light is how we see everything around us. So of course, a painter would need to understand this. It's fundamental. But I haven't been that well practiced in these ideas, so today I want to take some time and try and focus on it a bit. But I want to try a new way around it. Here's the thing. I don't want to paint just for the sake of painting. When I was younger, back in first or second grade, I used to make books. I had a best friend, and our career plan at the time was to make books that he would write and I'd illustrate. And of course, as life goes on, we both started doing our own thing. But I still have that desire to put stories in a larger context. Yeah, the goal has always been to create images as a part of a larger story. And so for the next few weeks, I want to try a story. A few years ago, I watched an interview with Rebecca Sugar, and she told the story about her little brother Steven, that there was this time when he was having trouble drawing birds. Well, she said, fast forward a bit later, and he's produced a comic called Nightmares in Birdland, full of birds. And Rebecca was confused. They said, I thought you couldn't draw birds. Why make a bird comic? And Steven said, exactly. I didn't know how, and now I do. Now that story stuck with me because it meant I can both improve my technical skills while developing a fun, creative project, which is the goal. So over the next few weeks, I'll focus on 4 areas of color and light for my personal growth, all the while putting together a story to ground my study. Today, I'm starting with the basics, going back to value, contrast, and design. Value in an image would be how light or dark something is. Contrast would be how much space exists between two values. And design is just how it sounds. How do I arrange and order my dark and light shapes in an image to enhance the overall story? In the past, I feel like I've just passively let these things float by me, and that hasn't been serving my growth. So today, we're going to try and shine a light on them. So now, let's try and make this story. It opens with a brave hero. She arms herself with a sword, ready for the journey ahead, but the next will come in the next video. That's silly. So in this one, let's figure out how I can design value and contrast to tell this story and create a beautiful image. Okay, so I'm here with a blank canvas and a bunch of reference images. I tried to gather some that use lighting in interesting and dynamic ways. Yeah, images that I thought just have a general sense of adventure. My basic criteria for gathering images was if I think I can't paint it, then let's add it to the board so I can try and improve my work. Yeah. All right, so let's lay out the story. We have our hero, her gear, and general feelings of adventure. So let's try and map this out some kind of way. I'll work on this and then break it down a little bit. Finished the first frame. I like it. It turned out better than I thought it would. I have some notes. I really like how I was able to use the pillars and the structure to create some kind of harsh leading lines. I think that really serves the piece well. Based on the reference in my painting process, I think lighting is used specifically to create the most contrast around the character. But that's almost how your lighting scheme and setup is designed, with contrast for your character or your main subject in mind. And so yeah, that's cool. Didn't know that. And then a small note that I have, I didn't really lay out a perspective grid for myself, which is okay. I don't think it's awful, but just something to consider in the future. So yeah, I'll put this away and work on it some more tomorrow. All right, back with day 2. All right, so this is going to be the gearing up shot. I've kind of outlined a close-up of her grabbing the sword and then moving on from there. So yeah, we'll see how far I get. Maybe I'll get to my 3rd one today. I don't know. Let's start working on it. Okay, end of day 2. I'm not getting to the third one today. That's all right. I have notes again. I think I could have utilized the rule of thirds better, maybe splitting this up into big shape, medium, small shape. And then again with big, medium, small, this is something that I liked, that I was able to use some small brush strokes. I can tend to work quickly and not quite get there. And so, yeah. And one more small note, it's just what I'm calling lighting continuity. If you look at the painting, the sword is lit kind of by its own, I don't know, it doesn't really fit with the rest of the image, which is fine. But personally, I would like to have more cohesive lighting throughout the piece, just so it makes a bit more sense. We'll see what I can pull off tomorrow. Okay, back again with day 3. I'm still happy with how everything looks so far, but this is the money shot. This is the adventure shot. We have her coming out of her garden armory, starting her adventure. I tried to sneak another landscape in here for a bit more practice, but we'll see how this turns out. Yeah. All right, day 3 is done. I'm actually really happy with this, especially compared to the last environment I worked on. I wasn't that happy with. So I'm glad that this one turned out a bit better. I do still have notes. I wanted the mountain to read as being heavily lit, but right now I think it's reading more so as snow on the mountain instead of lighting, which it works, and I can go with that, but it wasn't my intention. And so there's some small scale issues, I think, with those flag things. I might make those a bit smaller. We'll see. I like how I was able to use the pillars to keep some continuity coming out of that garden armory. And yeah, I think that's it. So let's look at the final. Peace.